Hello, hello, hello. Give me just a second. I gotta get IG up and running now. Gotta get my IG up and running. Hey, everybody. It's your girl, Yo Yo. How are you all doing? Hello, hello, hello. It's been about a week since I've been on here. I pray all is well with everyone. I'm gonna let a few of y'all get on in here. Hey, IG, Instagram, that is. How is everyone doing? Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Facebook. All right. Well, let's get this party started. I'm sorry, I was deleting something out my phone. I pray you all had a happy Tuesday and everybody is doing well today. We are going to get this party started. Tonight is kind of like the Did You Know in Black History and my segment all in one. So, before we get to that, make sure you like and share. Like and share. All right, y'all, on Facebook, go to Facebook, like and share. Let's grow with Yo-Yo, and let's work together to get this party started. All right, tonight, did you know in Black History, there are 107 HBCUs here in the United States. Did y'all know that? I did not know that. I didn't know it was that many HBCUs. I thought it was a few and far in between. I'm going to list a few, just in case y'all didn't know. There's St. Paul's College, that's in Virginia, which is closed now, but they still have it on the list. Let me put my glasses on, y'all. Y'all know I can't see, so I don't feel like scrambling myself today. Concordia College in Alabama and Lewis College of Business, also in Alabama. The reason being I wanted to talk about HBCUs tonight was because it's an infrastructure bill that is out, and people thought it was just about building roads or whatever, but it is, but it's also it's called a human infrastructure bill. So let me get Joe Biden and his administration ran on helping HBCUs grow, get funding, support through his campaign, right? And so within this infrastructure bill, it was HBCUs were supposed to receive $45 billion in this. It's called the Human Infrastructure Bill, part of the infrastructure bill. The infrastructure bill is the bill roads, bridges. I'm combining words, y'all. Roads, bridges, and dams, and fixing highways, getting rid of some things that we had. And so in this human infrastructure bill, that is the one that the HBCU was a part of, that went from $45 billion to $2 billion. In that bill, I want to make sure that I tell you the correct. The bill passed with a 69-30 vote 2 weeks ago. One of the bills so the infrastructure bill is for high-speed internet, roads, bridges, public transportation. And in the human infrastructure bill, is to expand the tax credit for single parents, for families with children under, I think it's 15. Paid Family Medical Leave Act, even though that's the FMLA, a lot of you know of the FMLA. But with that, a lot of people do not get paid with FMLA. You can take FMLA and they can't fire you for taking FMLA, but you do not get paid for FMLA. So with this, in this bill, you will be able to get paid family medical leave, right? And I think that's good. I don't know about y'all, but I believe that is well to help families, that's a mother or a father who is out on convalescent leave, or for having a child, or for someone who my face is itching. Sorry, who had surgery and had to take leave. They can use this and still get paid for it. So that was part of the bill. And then you have the 2-year community college, free community college, which I think, again, is a good thing. Even though I kind of think the bill is not just for community colleges. It's for, let's say John over here doesn't want to go to school, doesn't want to go to college, but he wants to go to trade school. And I know the community college here where I live in Texas, in that community college, they have like a trade school with welders, auto mechanics. It's under the college, but you can pay for the trade school. So I believe that's covered in that one too. And the HBCU, right? Now, this is where we have an issue. I'm sorry, y'all, I don't have my paper. I had to use my other computer. We are having an issue. I feel that Democrats have been arguing with each other about where funding should go. Even though it has passed, certain parts of the bill has passed. Democrats can't seem to get it together. They are trying to figure out where money should go, who should it go with, what this, that, what are they doing with this, what are they doing with that. Whereas the Republicans are standing their ground and they know what they want. Now, when it comes to Democrat, Republicans, and sometimes I can sway with the Republicans, sometimes I sway with the Democrats. It all depends. I'm just at a loss right now because the Democrats do not know what they want. They're fighting among themselves. And this is where we have, the cut in the $45 billion that was supposed to go to HBCUs down to $2 billion. Now, within that packet for HBCUs, Harry L. Williams, president of the Thurgood Marshall College Fund, stated Black colleges and universities have a unique history, needs, and financial challenges. He also stated a lot of HBCUs needed the funding to upgrade campuses, research programs, providing essential materials, hiring qualified teachers, and attracting new potential students. And that was on Newsweek.com. My daughter, my sister, my oldest daughter, my brother, I think my best friend when she went to college once. I also, and numerous of other friends that I know, went to HBCUs. I went to Norfolk State. My daughter went to Prairie View. My sister went to Livingston College in North Carolina. My brother went to St. Paul. And my best friend went to St. Paul. So back then when I went to school, it was way back then, the dorms were okay, but they're not as up to par as some other universities and campus. Let's say Texas A&M. Now, I have to say this about Prairie View. Prairie View is a subsidiary of Texas A&M. And so it's Prairie View A&M. So it's the HBCU part of Texas A&M, right? The campus was beautiful, but a lot of their funding was also not just coming from what the school put out for Prairie View, but they was also collecting funds from Texas A&M because they all linked. But a lot of the colleges now, because my nephew, he goes to a HBCU, their dorms, they are lacking in let's say the bathrooms aren't up to par. There's some cracks in there. In the ceilings, it's not really sturdy or safe for the kids to go and walk and all that other stuff. So that's where they want to make HBCUs more competitive for African American, black and brown children and white children, because HBCUs, some white people do go there. So I believe that we should have the funding. Now, also the teachers, right? That we need to find the right teachers to teach at HBCUs. And I liked going to an HBCU because of the fact that it wasn't just 1 month out of a year we were taught about our culture, our heritage, where we were from, even though we learned language, science, and math, but we also learned a culture that you can't get anywhere else, right? You can't get that marching band and that HBCUs put out. Now listen, I am not knocking um, white colleges and universities because I do like some of them, right? I do like what they are, what they stand for, the people they produce. But on that note, at the same time, taking funding from HBCUs, it's like a slap in the face. It's a slap in the face to our culture, our rights, right? This is my feeling. This is how I feel. And I was looking at it when the President Williams was talking on Newsweek, and he was saying that if we don't get the fund, because there's 107 HBCUs, $2 billion is not going to go a long way for 107 HBCUs. Update cafeteria foods and menus. Update student grounds for the students to go out and hang out. Yes, I know COVID is out here still, but they still have a student forum where students go and they hang out. They study, they do things like that. And if it's not a safe building or environment, then it's not safe for us or your children to go. Hey, Miss Valerie, how are you? So we have to put back into our community. We have to. So, and then it was another gentleman, Robert Smith. Don't quote me on his name, but I think his last name is Smith, but I think I got the first name wrong. He decided he's a graduate of Morehouse. Yes. And he is a black billionaire, y'all. He is a black billionaire. If y'all would have known last week, I did you know in Black History about the billionaires here in the United States? He is a billionaire. So what he proposed, since we're not really getting funding from the government, or we're lack of funding from the government, he put into a pot that will help pay for African American, black and brown children to go to HBCUs. And instead of you paying financial aid back, you pay into the pot to help the next person come up in HBCU. Now, I like that idea because that's us helping each other, pulling each other up in a society and in a country that is really not trying to help black and brown people with education. Sometimes we don't want to go to a white Ivy League school, right? But then again, there's nothing wrong with that. Harvard, beautiful school. Yale, nice school. What's the daggone school? Texas A&M here is a beautiful school. But I know a lot of us, a lot of teachers do not put out about HBCUs. I was watching a TikTok. I don't have TikTok, but my daughter had a TikTok up. And in that TikTok, this lady, beautiful lady, had said that her high school counselor told her if she wanted to become a doctor, she should not attend an HBCU. Now, what kind of mess is that? What kind of stuff is that? Said that no medical school would take her if she went to a HBCU. Well, guess what? She went to Spelman. She pledged AKA. And now she's a doctor. What kind of, stuff? And she put also in another TikTok that what she learned at Spelman was something she never thought that, because she wasn't raised in the hood. She wasn't, as they say, the ghetto. She was raised in a middle class. She went to, as she was saying, a predominantly white high school, but she wanted to experience the HBCU. So that's why she wanted to go to HBCU. I also have a girlfriend that lives in New York that went to Clark Atlanta, and now she's a pediatrician. And to learn from a culture that knows your struggle, that knows what you're going through, that knows how to gear you in the right direction with the teachers, the counselors, your deans. This is the stuff that an HBCU can provide for Black and brown people, right? Don't get me wrong, white people can attend them too, but it's our pride and joy. And by taking the money away from an HBCU, we're not going to have the dorm rooms that we need. We're not going to have research facilities for scientists, engineers, doctors that they need, excuse me, y'all, to do this. They're not going to have the right teachers to teach them about not only the culture, about being an HBCU, and help them progress in whatever field that they choose, right? And let's see here, HBCUs have gone from 326,827 students in 2010 to 289,507 in 2019. That's of enrollment out of 107 campuses. Only that much as of 2019 is 289,507. Why is that? Why do you think that there's the enrollment is going down? I'm going to tell you. When you're in high school, my daughter graduated, my youngest daughter graduated, when did she graduate, child? Last year. They shut up. They didn't push her into maybe you should go to this school, this college, this, that. They pushed a school they thought she would be good at. Now, I told her I wanted her to go to a community college to prepare her for school. I mean, a 4-year college to get her prerequisites out of everything and then push her into whatever school she wanted to go to. And yes, she wants to go to an HBCU. So, but they didn't promote that in her school. They didn't promote going to HBCU. They tried to push her into another direction. And for me, because I started studying more about African American studies, what we contributed to this country, blah, blah, blah. I didn't have that in high school. I'm going to tell you now. When I went to Norfolk State, yes. But I didn't graduate from Norfolk State. I graduated from St. Leo University because I was in the Army. So I switched over. But I learned a lot about Black history in the HBCU. And that's where, because they don't teach our history, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, maybe the Civil Rights Movement, Rosa Parks. But there's so many more men and women that contributed to us and the society that other schools don't teach, and HBCUs do. They help you know your history. They help you grow. So, am I devastated? Am I hurt that we went from 45 billion to 2 billion? Yes. My father was like, well, at least you got something. That's not enough. That is not enough to help our people. And I'm upset that they even said that they don't want to give it more. They took away to put it to something else. Why take away? This is to help us. You wanted us to vote for you. for one. You wanted us to get out here and vote for you. And we did. We put you in office. And now you're not doing anything to help us. Nothing. And then they're still trying to take away our vote by making so many restrictions to voting laws. Know your history, people. Know what it is about this country that is trying to suppress us again. Not all, but some. I love everybody. I love all races, creeds, colors. I don't care. I love you all. I just want you to get the knowledge of out there of different things. Now, let me run this list off to you. A list of HBCUs. I'm going to tell you about state. In Alabama, you have Alabama A&M, Alabama State, Concordia University, J.F. Drake State Technical College. In Arkansas, you have University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, Arkansas Baptist College, Shorter College at North Little Rock. California, you have Charles Drew of Medicine and Science, Delaware State University. DC, you have Howard University and the University of District of Columbia. Florida, Bethune-Cookman, my grandma alma mater. Edward Waters University, Florida A&M, and Florida Memorial. These are all HBCUs. I'm running off to you now, people. Georgia, you have Albany State, Carver College, Clark Atlanta, John C. Smith Theological Seminary School, Morehouse School of Medicine, Spelman, Kentucky, Simmons College of Kentucky, Kentucky State. Louisiana is Dillard University, Grambling, Southern and A&M College, Southern University, and Xavier. Maryland, you have Bowie State, University of Maryland, and Morgan State. Michigan, Lewis College of Business. Mississippi, Alcorn State, Hinds County Community College, Jackson State University, Mississippi Valley State University, Missouri, Harris Stowe State, North Carolina, Bennett College, Elizabeth City State University, Fayetteville State, Livingston College, North Carolina Central, Ohio Central State University, Payne Theological Seminar, Oklahoma, Langston University, Pennsylvania, the Lincoln University, South Carolina, Allen University, Benedict College, South Carolina State University, Tennessee, American Baptist University, Fisk University, Knoxville College, Tennessee State. I did them already. Okay. Texas, Houston Tilliston College, Paul Quinn College, Prairie View A&M, St. Philip's College, Texas Southern University. The U.S. Virgin Islands, University of the Virgin Islands. Virginia, Hampton University, Norfolk State, Virginia State University, Virginia Union. West Virginia, Bluefield College, West Virginia State. Those are all the HBCUs by state. I wanted to make sure that you all knew all the different HBCUs that are out there by state. That's not all of them, but that is a list of some of HBCUs by state. Just in case you decide or your children want to go to an HBCU, you know. There is funding out here for y'all. Robert Smith College Fund, I think it's called. I'll have to get back with you on it. I thought I wrote it down, but I didn't. But he did it to help Black and brown people get into universities. So if you all just take a look at your children, if they decide that they want to go, push them to an HBCU. One, they'll learn their culture. One, they'll have their history. And they can really, there are a lot of Ivy League HBCUs out there. What'd you say, Miss Valerie? I know a young lady accepted to University of Virginia veterinarian school, but she doesn't want to go. Why not? Why doesn't she want to go, Miss Valerie? Let me tell y'all something. Oh, use Scholarly app for scholarships. Yes. My daughter didn't want to go to HBU at first. Virgin Islands. Oh, okay. My daughter didn't want to go to the University of HBCU, but I was like, girl, listen, ain't nothing like a band from a HBCU. I'm not saying that's the only thing, but baby, they gets down. Ain't nothing like the majorettes from HBCU. There is nothing like being in a culture with so many diverse people. So many diverse people. I had a roommate in Norfolk State. My name is Yomi. Her name is Yogi. Baby, that girl, she was fun. She was crazy. And we still cool to this day. Right? It's a lasting friendship. It's a loving community. Yes, there's some bad apples, but there's bad apples everywhere. So I didn't say I pushed, but I nudged her to go to a HBCU. And so she will be going to an HBCU after this next year right here. So she get all her prerequisites out the way, and then she could go and party. It's more than partying. I'm joking with that. It's more to an HBCU besides partying. And that's why I feel we need the funding. We need that $45 billion. We need the teachers. We need the staff. We need to beautify our campuses. One of my girlfriend's daughter goes to Howard. Howard's dorms weren't up to par really that well. I don't know how they are. They were but now they are a little better, but they're not as great. Excuse me. I remember when my cousin went to Hampton. Yeah, Hampton is a nice campus, but the dorms sucked. So this funding could have helped with all of this. Excuse me, y'all. To make the students feel more comfortable. The teachers, heck, with that money, they could have paid teachers the salaries that they needed, or that they were, not they can afford, but what they were worth to teach our children about their history, about their culture, about them being an African American, a Mexican, an Indian, a Latino person in this country and abroad. So, now that we all have that knowledge about HBCUs and where the Biden administration went wrong at, where Democrats need to stop all of this bickering among themselves, and think about the country and what he ran on to help Black and brown people, and have not done not near thing to help us at all in that aspect of doing what he said he was going to do. No laws were passed to help Black and brown people. We still have the George Floyd bill sitting on the desk, waiting to be brought forth toward the Senate. The John Lewis Act still waiting to be approved, stamped, sealed, and delivered. So we still have a long way to go. And I am getting sick and tired of people promising Black people stuff and then reneging on what they are doing or trying to do for us. Listen, before I get my little white friends and stuff, I'm not saying that you all do not need anything, and I'm sure you do. We all do. We all need something. But I'm talking about my brown and Black women and men who are out here who want to go to college, who don't want to be thousands of dollars in student debts, who don't want to go to a college and it's freezing in the wintertime because they don't have enough money to get heating inside of a dorm or AC in the summertime. All of that could have been in that $45 billion. Should have been. They shouldn't eat the same thing in the cafeteria over and over again. We like more than chicken. We like more than watermelon. We like more than that stuff. So that funding could have been for so much more. And I heard one of my clients, he is his wife is my client, but he is an older gentleman. He worked under Bush, when he was governor of Texas. And he said he was like, and what he hated was, and that's why he went into state, is to try to make change. He said you have a little bit of people trying to govern the masses, whereas the masses should be telling the minimal people what they want and need, not the little dictating to us rules and regulations or what they want us to do, but they're supposed to be working for us. And this is where I am so wholeheartedly about people voting. Not only, I always say this every time I come on here, not only for your presidential elections, but for your local representatives, DAs, police chiefs, mayors, city councils, governors, state legislators, state House of Representatives. They have them. State treasurers. All these people will help you get to where you as a people need. And that then you have the right people in those local offices. You can get to their senators and your House of Representatives. Vote them people in that have your same ideology too. But the one thing I can say about, because it's not just the Democrats, Black people, we have a problem with sticking together. And what I commend Republicans do, they could be wrong as dirt. But baby, they won't move, they won't budge, they won't teeter-totter from their party, nothing. But us, we will argue. Democrats. Let me just say, the Democrats will argue amongst themselves. And while the Republicans are over there laughing at these Democrats, and they passing bills and laws, and we getting shut down because we are the people. Do you understand that? We are the people. And we should be telling them what we want. And Biden's administration, he has to understand. Taken away from our culture, our schools, it's not hurting him. It's hurting us. So, I'm going to leave y'all with this note tonight. My favorite quote, and I put it on my website, hardisonforgovernor.com. The power of the people is more powerful than the people in power. The power of the people is more powerful than the people in power. Once we realize that we have more power than the people that sit up high, then we will get things done that we need to. I'm not saying go storm Capitol like we did. Do what again, Nessa? What was I saying? Oh, we are, they have to work for us. And we have every right to get that $45 billion for our HBCUs. We do. We do. We need better teachers. I'm not about to do the whole show over again, but I'll give you a snippet of what I'm doing. We talked about the HBCUs. There's 107 HBCUs in the United States. I sounded off a list of some by state. How the Biden administration went from $45 billion that was supposed to fund HBCUs down to $2 billion. again, that $2 billion is 107 HBCUs. Can you take $2 billion and hire 10 teachers at what they are worth for each school? No. Can you upgrade dorms and cafeterias and landscaping for each school with $2 billion for 107 HBCUs? No, you cannot. So again, we need to start making these people work for us, because at the end of the day, it's our money because we're paying taxes. It's our money. It's our country. And we need them to work for us and do what we need. So with that being said, understand this. The power of the people is more powerful than the people in power. I'm going to say it again. The power of the people is more powerful than the people in power. $45 billion down to $2 billion for HBCUs. You don't know what HBCU is, a historically black college and universities. That's what that is. That's it. They took away, and we don't even know what they're going to do with the $43 billion that they took. We just know that we just got $2 billion for HBCUs. And like I told y'all before, President Williams has stated HBCUs needed that money for researches, to help us with research, to help us with our campuses, to help us with teachers, and to draw students into them. And if there are any teachers that are on here, and you're a black or brown teacher, and you teach and you have students that want to go to college, let them know there are a lot of prestigious black colleges and universities out here that will teach you and as accredited and will get you where you need to go. Don't think for any second just because you go to a historically black college and university that you are not getting the education that you deserve. Because let me tell you, you are. And you will. On top of the other stuff that we like. Yeah, I know. Them games, them step shows, they be having all that. All rolled into one. Just think about it. I enjoyed y'all tonight. Nessa, catch the replay, baby. Love y'all. Again, like and share. You can go to my page, Let's Grow with Yo-Yo, on Facebook, and Yo-Yo7393001 on Instagram. I love y'all. And Let's Grow with Yo-Yo on YouTube. Love y'all.